Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. So I decided to make a challenge video for our something challenge this week. I think Sonia had a good idea and I should probably be doing this every week, so I'm gonna try. I didn't join in the embossing thing last week because or the week before, because you guys were doing embossing, like the texturing embossing, and I don't have anything to do that with, and I was so busy with other stuff that I couldn't really challenge myself that deeply. I was thinking more embossing, like with my heat tool and my embossing powder and stuff. But yeah, I just decided to go ahead and kind of phase over that one. But anyway, just being totally transparent with you guys. That's between being busy and also, you know, not really having the tools to do it and pursue making it happen that way. I did not. But this week I do have tons of playing cards and I have some fun ones. I got these at the antique store up in Flagstaff this past October, and they're just kind of cool. And so I grabbed a couple of those, and then I have this one, which I love these cards so much. I don't know if you've ever seen them. I got them at Barnes and Noble, probably, I don't know, about 5 years ago or so, and I just love them. And so I wasn't playing. I'm not playing cards with anybody or anything. So I figured let's play with some stuff. So I have a couple of different ways. I'm hoping to get all three of my different ideas on the table today. And I've seen other people do stuff like this, so it's not like they're original ideas, but I was just giving you guys I was hoping to do three different ways that we can do our fun little playing cards into something fun and different, you know? So I have got some modeling paste I'm going to use at one stage. I've got my gesso, and I've got my matte gel, and I've got some acrylic matte. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. And I've got my Mod Podge, which I do want to use that as well. So let's get started on this. What you're going to need is some playing cards, and I just listed off. I've got matte gel, modeling paste. I have heavy gesso, okay, and then I have the satin Mod Podge, which is the one I prefer. I have a glue stick here. I have my gold stick I always use. I have some distress ink, my daubers, some tissue paper on my side right here. I have some tracing paper I may use. I was thinking about using some of the to collage maybe a little bit. I've got some different stuff I've done playing around with packing paper. And what I do with my packing paper that I don't think I've ever mentioned to you guys is I use it when I coffee dye. And like when I created the echo dyeing pages, I used the water from that, and I echo dyed paper, and I used these pieces to dry on. And when you do that, you get, you know, some really nice, some really cool different designs. And so then I did some stamping and different fun things here a couple weeks ago. Just playing, did some paint and speckling, you know, speckling with other lighter paints on top. Just playing, you know. And I figured these could be used for collage backgrounds, snippet backgrounds, whatever. So I might use a piece of that on the back of something here today. So the first thing I'm gonna do, let's see. I am going to do a couple of different ways because I usually do this pretty easy when I do my playing cards, but I thought I'd get a little more experimental today. I am going to go ahead and cut me a piece of my tissue paper, okay? And what I'm going to do is cut a piece that's big enough to wrap around so that I can get it onto both sides on this one. And this time I'm going to use my, this is so stuck. I probably should just pull out anyway. I'm going to use my glue stick, which is Scotch Create permanent glue stick, multi-purpose. And I'm going to take it on top here and cover this. And the reason I'm covering it, most of you already know I'm covering it because it needs some kind of, you know, nothing's going to stick to a playing card unless you really kind of distress it, you know what I mean? And plus it looks better. And I'm going to make sure I've got some bumps and some lines on this one. Okay, go ahead and pull that up. And I'm going to do the other side. The reason I cut this the way I did was so I could bring it around and use it for the whole thing. Okay. And this is like my most common way I do my playing cards because it's super fast and it's easier if you're wanting to just make some for your junk journals or for some embellishments onto other ephemera, you know, or use them just as an eye catch in your junk journal, whatever. These are fun to do it like this. Okay. So now I'm going to take, and I'm going to try this. I found this in my drawer earlier. I've been using, I have been using my file, my nail file. I have got in my to order on Amazon the, oh yeah, that works good, the sanding blocks, but I just haven't wanted to, I haven't spent the money on those. I've been, you know, getting other stuff if I get something, because, you know, I kind of am in a place where I can't really spend as much money right now. We're saving for that house, woohoo! So yeah, I'm always talking about that. You guys are like, we know you're saving for a house. I only mention it when I talk about spending money. Anyway, so I'm just going to do both sides, see how this, yeah, there we go. This is working much faster and better than my file. Of course, my file's old. It's an actual nail file that I had and have used up, and it's, you know, the sanding part on it is not as good. So, okay, so now we have that, and this, like I said, this one's going to be the super easy. So, what you have now is just a nice palette for you to build on, because, like I said, the shiny card, it's not going to hold your ink. It's not going to do what you want. I'm going to cover this before I kill my glue stick. And I am going to use, let's see, I have had, since this has got like a blue background, I think, I don't know what that beep was right now. I don't think I have anything in there cooking. I'm like, I just heard a beep. I'm like, oh, what was that? Let's see. I'm looking here because I have a couple of blue inks. I have Stormy Sky Oxide and I have Chipped Sapphire. And I was thinking that instead of using my typical brown, that I might come in and use some of this on my edges. Yeah, I like that. And distress the white around here. Okay. I don't even think I have a dauber made for that I've used. I haven't used this Stormy Sky in so long. I don't think I even have one in here. I don't know. Maybe I do. Let's check here. I don't think I do. I'm gonna have to start one. But I do have my little corkscrews. I have a whole huge bag. I think I showed them to you guys eons ago. I got them at Dottie's Deals for $3, and there's probably over 100 corkscrews in there. Yeah, so I will have those until forever. And the reason, like I said, I did that blue because of the blue in the background on this. And then I am also going to use some water, and I'm going to bring in some ink onto the actual card and kind of age and make this look old. But I thought I'd go ahead and get the edges done, and then that way when I add the water, it'll seep onto, you know, it'll kind of just seep onto it and look cool. Okay, I hope. I am totally have not made any of these in a minute, and I haven't been, let me just get this here real quick because I do want to use some of this blue. And if I pull this black off, what I do when I'm using these with my corkscrews is I will pull off that part, that black part, because it's sticky under there, and then to make it double strong, I bring glue on there as well. And then that way, once it dries, it's on there pretty good. And I don't have any movement, you know. And once it dries, it's going to make, I'm going to use my hot glue, it'll dry faster. There, that should do the trick, I hope. Which I hate when you're on camera and stuff doesn't do what you're telling everybody it will do. That's embarrassing. Okay. Come on. It's not wanting to stick because I had that glue on there. Oh well, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We're going to work here. We're going to make this work. You know what? I think... Let me get my block real quick. This poor block has got... Oh good, I've got enough... I haven't used it in so long, I was worried it might be dried out. Now, I'm going to grab my water here and wet it down so I can get some movement. And I'm going to add some blue to the back here. Let's see what kind of nice little fun... Yeah. Let's go ahead and this... I bought this and it has always been, look at, loose. And I've glued it. I've tried, oh yeah, there we go. I've tried to get it to, you know, do something. Nope, it won't. It's always going to be like that. So it just kind of comes off and I have to grab it. Ooh, I really like the way that's looking. That's cool. So that'll be the back of our card. And then, you know me, I'm going to add some gold. I'm going to add some flair because I have to have my little blingy look. Can't help myself. And hey guys, I was trying to spare you from having to be on with me while I was drawing, but I did decide to add in some brown, and I got these. Normally I wouldn't like it, but for some reason I like the corners that I got when I just touched this to the edge, but I am going to bring in some brown in a more like that, yeah. And I just wanted to show you. I was trying to spare you from watching it dry, was all, but I did want you to actually see what I'm doing here. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this side is dry. I think it looks really fun. I hope you like it. It's not completely done yet, but we are on our way. So now what I want to do is I'm going to pull out, where's my white gesso? Yeah, here. No, I think I'll use my heavy. What I was going to do is I thought I would use it and just kind of go over it with my putty, you know, my knife, and give it some texture so that we can come back in and kind of, I just wanted to come in and, you know, I'm going to come back in on top of this with some more inks, and I thought that this would look kind of cool to have a little bit of texture around these folks, you know. Kind of look a little bit like, I don't know, that old feel when you see a photo or a painting that's got an old frame or that's all cracked around the edges, and you've got like the white edging and stuff that is kind of lifted away on the picture, you know. And I thought that we could try that here. I have no idea if I'm going to enjoy this or not when it's done, but we'll see, right? So we're going to dry this too. The reason I'm pausing between drying is because that way I have more time to do the other two ideas that I have. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I pulled out some of my spray ink, and I wanted to dab a little bit of that onto the card and then spread that around some. I don't want to cover the couple. but I wanted to give some really aged effect here with this. Almost frame them, if that makes sense, in the colors. And I'm going to use some of the Prize Ribbon Oxide. These are both oxide sprays. And do the same thing, just kind of overlapping the colors a little bit, but trying to keep them apart as much as possible. But since we have that blue background, like I said earlier, I wanted to try and, oopsie, I just flicked that all over me. Okay, good job. And then I'm gonna wipe that off of their faces, because that's what I'm trying to avoid, is getting it all over their little faces. I wanted them to be framed by the old, you know, the look of the old, but without losing them completely in it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use, I think this will work better. Use a Q-tip and just kind of dab. There, she's coming back, and so is he. Please come back. There. Okay, there we go. I do want a little bit more of the brown, though. Putting the blue, I kind of lost some of the brown. This, you know what? I wonder, I don't know if this will work better, but I'm going to try something really quick. This is just water, but I was just seeing if I could kind of control. I want the water to dilute that oxide, but I don't want to spread it all over the place. And I don't want to keep getting their faces wet. However, I do want to try and give some coverage to the white of the gesso. Does that make sense? So, yeah. So I'm using this. This was a stevia bottle and from Trader Joe's, and I saved it for the dropper. Actually, more for my plant, but now I'm using it here, so probably have to get something new for my plant. Wouldn't want to give the baby oxide, you know. Okay, so let's dry that. I'll be right back. Okay, that was quick. So what am I gonna do next? Let me see. I want to do this in the correct order. I want to add some gold, but I think I can go ahead and do that at the end with my stick. I was thinking about using the tempera paint around the edge. I have this, the liquid tempera, but it tends to come out really, you know, strong, and I don't really want to use more water on this to spread it and all that. So I'd rather just try, and I was thinking, this is not sticking very good for me. Oops, wrong one. I was thinking that I would do the edges again with the blue and darken that back up again. And then I am going to add some gold and some script, because I love script. But what I was looking at, I have this stamp over here that I really like, and thought it would look pretty kind of along the side here. So I'm going to give that a try. And it's a just one of those from Hobby Lobby. It's not a, you know, anything special, just pretty. I've always liked it. It was one of my first stamps I got when I first started doing this, and I've used it a lot through the last couple of years, and I still enjoy it. So I was going to kind of frame them on this one side, I think. That's it. That's not coming out very dark, but you know what? In a way, that's good, because it's not dominating. You know, it's just a hint of the floral. And actually, I may go ahead and just create that image of a soft frame around the edge there. Okay. So I don't really want to cover them up. I kind of want the card to stay about them. Yeah, so I'm gonna take some, I don't know, should I use the blue? No, I'm gonna use black, but I'm gonna do it as just, I'm just barely gonna put some script kind of. I'm only doing like a corner of it because I don't want it to, and I'm gonna hold on to it so it doesn't go everywhere. I just wanted a little script here and there, and I mean a little. Yeah. I have a tendency to go way heavy-handed with it sometimes, and I think I'll do some on the back though. I really like the way the back turned out. I like that a lot. I didn't want to detract from him and her. I don't want to put a bunch of faces on here or a bunch of stuff on here. I wanted this one to be kind of simple, but just show off the card because you can still see them in the background, and I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to add some of the glue stick. We're going to do the edges, of course, like we always do. And that'll add to that framing effect. I will put all of this stuff in the link below that it's all this, pretty much almost all of it's from Amazon, or you can get it on Amazon. The modeling paste I did get at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, but like the glue stick and everything, those come from Amazon as well. And actually Hobby Lobby had them, like I think I already told you guys, but some of you may not have heard, Hobby Lobby had them marked down. I got the last one they had. It was $1.49, so it was on clearance, like they were getting rid of them. They weren't going to sell them anymore. So I don't know if that's the case, but that was the idea I got from the sale. I'm thinking they aren't going to provide them anymore. So I'm going to do a little bit of kind of burnishing of the gold, like I like to do with my dry wipe. I just skid it across where I want it to be, and it just adds to the picture for me. I love it. Anything with gold is, I can't get it to stand up. Anything with gold makes me happy. So, as you know, I've mentioned it multiple times. I'm thinking that I would like to add maybe, where's that blue? I'm going to do on the back here for fun. I'm going to do a couple of butterflies, just since this card is a hearts card and it's also just kind of romantic in a way. I thought maybe that would look pretty, and I think it does. Let's see, do I have room up here to maybe do one somewhere just for effect? We'll see. I'm gonna go right here and see if he shows up. Yeah, he did. Kind of off the page with that one, but there's our first card. Let me see. Can you guys see okay? So you can see those two in the background, and then it's framed. It's not dry yet. It's kind of still, you know, wet, but you can kind of get an image of it. And there's the back. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to put any ephemera on it, any fussy cuts, any paper dolls like I usually would. Yeah, I just kind of like the card by itself. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to pause for a minute and kind of clean up this little mess, and then we'll make another one. Okay, I'll be right back. Hi guys. Okay, so we're back. Now, I have my second card here, and I'm going to do something. I have no idea if it will work. I just found it on my desk. And I was almost going to try it without you guys first to see if it would work. And I thought, no, that's cheating. So I'm going to use some nail polish on this one. I love, love, love this card. And I love nail polish on top of stuff. I just do. I think it's fun. So I'm spreading some matte acrylic. It dries faster than the matte gel. That's why I'm using this instead. And I'm going to lay down my tissue paper. And I'm going to kind of squish it because I love it being bumpy and lumpy and all that. Do it very gently though, because it will rip. And you got to make sure you've got your goodies everywhere. So yeah, I did not, obviously. There we go. I'm going to gently peel this off of my book page here. Okay. I always fold it so it's a fresh side and I don't have a bunch of glue sticking, you know. And then I'm going to paint. Oh, what is that? I guess my acrylic had some dry stuff in it. Okay. Maybe just a little more, just in case. I feel like it's too thin. I'm probably being silly, but anyway. Rather be safe than sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna do what I did the last time. I just like to do this because then it gets both sides covered right away, and I don't know, I like both sides to be covered. So if you don't care and you want your other side to be open, or you're gonna glue some paper on the back or something, you know, like some coffee dye paper, I've done that a bunch of times too, which is totally cool. It looks really cute. Then you don't need to do that. But for me, this is a good way to cover both sides and, you know, be done with it. And I'm just going over it a second time to make sure, like a Mod Podge type thing. Make sure, oh, I used way too much. Make sure. It's all right. I'm going to put some back because I'm frugal. I'm not going to call myself cheap, but I'm definitely frugal. Okay. So now we have got this one semi-prepared. It's got to dry. So I'm going to pause and we're going to dry it, okay? Okay, I'm back. So I have got this all dried, and now I'm going to, what I do? Oh, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and use my sanding paper again because I really like that. And I think it's a fun way to give it that aged look, that roughened look, and clean it off at the same time instead of cutting it. I mean, you can totally trim it off with your scissors if you prefer that, or if you don't have any sanding paper or a file, but it's just, if you do, it's just kind of a cool way to give you a roughened edge. Now when you do the doubling up with your tissue paper on both sides, you do have to do both sides to get it to tear as well. Okay. See, once I start doing this side, it's coming off. And you can even let your corners tear because that's going to give you texture underneath whatever you put on top of it, like your inks and your paint or whatever, you know. It's going to give you, and it's going to catch and almost look darker right there because of, you know, that paper being torn. It'll have that jaggedy, you know, look, and that's of course always a good thing in junk journals. So yeah, I do like the acrylic matte. It's very matte and it dries good. The card feels dry. It doesn't feel wet and bogged down like it did on the last one even. So of course I haven't wet it down with ink or anything yet. That's probably the biggest problem I had. Anyway, so on this now, what I was thinking, I'm going to go ahead and use my archival ink because I don't want it to run. And I am going to do a little bit of script on here and make sure I'm on the right side. And I'm just gonna, you know, kind of scatter it around here a little bit. And the reason I'm doing this first is because I'm going to be putting some, what do you call it, nail polish on this one. And that was not planned. I actually decided it after the fact. Like I said, I just ran across it on my desk and was like, ooh, you know, that might be kind of cool. So I'm going to give it a try. And I think on this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put an Eiffel Tower. And I need my sponge that I pulled down for me to use, because my Eiffel Towers, and it's kind of funny. Where is it? I just had it. Oh, here it is. Both of my Eiffel Tower, my big one and my little one, they don't tend to stamp all the way down. And so, yeah, this trick that all of you lovely ladies gave me works better, to have that sponge underneath the foam, because then you get more of a, you know, more of a proper stamping. And of course I went back and forth and skidded it a little bit, but that's okay. I don't care. It looks, I want this one to look kind of funky, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, and then I was gonna say I was gonna use this little girl I have over here, but I'm not. What I think I might do, I have a couple of pictures already prepared here. Not on this side, but as a backdrop with the rose. I'm thinking I might use this little girl just for fun. I need to use these up. I've used like one of the whole thing. I don't know. I bought them, never use them. I don't know. They're just not in my era and that I usually do everything, so I just haven't used them. Okay, so I'm gonna do all the getting wet and stuff first. And let me see, what do I want to do? What do we want to do? I gotta hurry and not fiddle faddle. Okay, I'm gonna use, again, I'm gonna use archival. I have no idea how the archival ink will, how the oxide would respond to the nail polish that I'm going to use, but I definitely want to age this. So I'm using StazOn Timber Brown so that I don't lose my ink when I paint it. And this one's old. I need a new one. Well, it's doing pretty good. I haven't used it in a while. It's just been sitting in there, but I'm surprised. It's probably from what's on there already from my other stuff. If my ink runs, you'll know it's what's underneath on the dauber that is running. The StazOn, of course, will not run. Sometimes if I have a good straight edge, I'm just seeing how it'll do. Yeah, it's in there. That Timber Brown is definitely still juicy. Juicier than I would have thought. That's cool. Okay. I like to do the edge straight like that, so you get that really dark defined, see what I mean? And then come in with the distress and lightly, so it looks like it dark to fade into light, you know? I think that looks cool. That's just my thing. And I'm going to use, also, to darken this up, I'm going to go ahead and just, and then I'm going to use, I do love the wrinkles, because when you run stuff over them, they get darker. But because I love that wrinkled effect so much, I do like to take stuff and kind of go like that and skid it and just kind of get a little like that. And if you use the edge of your stamp, you can kind of just really darken it and dirty it up a little bit more than you can. You can also get that effect if you wanted to like crush the card or the paper or whatever and run it off, then it'll do that as well. Sort of, but I don't know why I like that, but I just do. I do it on my words too and stuff. I'll run just skids of brown across it because I enjoy that. Okay, and then I'm going to darken this front because it is still holding on to that white look, and I don't want that. And I was thinking I might do a little bit of collaging behind her. Not a lot, but just enough to kind of, where is my, I have some music paper here I was looking for. Sorry. Where'd it go? Oh, no, that's not it. That's got something on it. Okay, you guys. I know it's, oh, here we go. So I have this really dark, that tissue paper that or tracing paper that I had coffee dyed. So we're going to use some of that because it's super, you know, it's super dark and dingy looking. And I'm going to just do a little bit of that on there. And then my dog is over here in her sleep barking. If you hear, that is Tippy. She's dreaming. I don't know. She's probably running after kibble if I know her. So she was never a violent dog, so I know she's not chasing, you know. She does like to bark though. So what I was thinking was to maybe do a little collaging behind her like that. And then I don't have, like I said, I have no idea if this is going to look good or if this isn't going to look good. I think I'll put the music down first and let it show through that brown. I just love that brown. And I am going to just go over it a little bit and make it quite a bit darker. Watch me rip it. It's very old. Let's see if I can get it to do the edges at all. Nope, not really. It's too old, and if I hit it too hard, it's going to rip because it's very old paper. This paper is from a book that is over 100 years old, so, but that'll be good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and use the, what do you call it again? The acrylic mat to put this down because it really does. Well, I guess I could just do it with the, yeah, I'll do it with my glue stick. Never mind. I don't need to be too elaborate on this, right? Okay. All right. Okay. And the reason I did this underneath is because it shows through that paper, so you can still see the music notes. All right, and then should I put her down after I do the polish? I think I will. I was going to do it and put it over her face, but I don't think I'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do, just so I have it here in case it doesn't show up as well, on top of, we'll see. I don't know. I'm just playing. I'll be honest. I'm just playing. That's all right with you guys, right? See, I always think there's no way anybody's interested in me playing. I need to get on here and I need to be exact and I need to do it, you know. And I get very frustrated. I'll be honest, that's true. It is. I am so shocked every time you guys are so kind to me and tell me how you love watching me create. I'm like, really? Because I feel like I'm all over the place and I need to have more of a plan, you know. But I'm really just playing here, and I hope you're enjoying it. And that maybe it's inspiring some idea inside of you, you know. Now, what was I going to do? I'm like, anyway, I'm going to paint. We're going to paint. Oh, I love this color. I hope you can see it. Can you see it? Here, let's bring you in a little closer so that you can see this going on. Now what I might do, so I'm going to spread. I'm just going to pour it on here. And as you can see, it's a very, very translucent nail polish that I got for like, I don't know, 99 cents or $1 at Walmart. it's one of those, oh, it's Walgreens. It's one of those, it might be Walmart. It's one of those simple colors. No, I don't like the name, to be honest with you, but. But the colors are great, and the price is very great, so. And I thought because that rose in the background was kind of a burgundy, that this might pick up on it, and I think I'm right. It kind of is, you know. I don't know. It fell in my lap when I was, just fell down when I was doing stuff, and I was like on a pause here. And I didn't even think about doing this prior. But yeah, I think I'm going to like it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue her on top of, okay, and I'm going to do both sides with the polish, but see, it's giving it a really, there we go, that's better. It's giving it a really pretty opalescent, but still keeping the pink of the polish because of the burgundy. Yeah, so, and it's going to have a nice shine to it. Let me grab, what time is it? Okay, oh, we're still totally good because I've been pausing. I am going to go ahead and dry it. I think it'll dry pretty fast. Pull this back a little bit. When you look at it from my angle, you can still see the flower if you look straight on. See? And so yeah, you can still see that rose in the background. And it's also giving it that kind of leathery feel, like a Mod Podge almost. You know how that does. And you can see the gold. So yeah, it's not bad. And I would not go too close with the heat gun because I'm getting a little bubbling right here. So I'm pulling it way back. Because that polish, of course, doesn't like that heat. Not that much heat. I think I missed a little spot up here in the corner, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see, how dry are we? Yeah, it's pretty dry. And then the back side, I'm going to go ahead and do it too, just for fun, because we can, right? Because we can. So I'm just going to stand up and hold this up so you can see me spreading it. Ah, that's pretty. It's a pretty color anyway on its own, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of got a, as you can see, a pinkish tone. I just thought it would look pretty with that burgundy. I have no idea what I want to do with the gold card. Goodness, what can we do? I can go back to my list of ideas and follow that. That's what we can do. I actually have like a written out list of different ideas for the playing cards. I just totally broke the mold with this one. I don't know why. Just thought it'd be fun. And I think I was right. So, hope you guys like it. It's pretty. Look at that. I like the colors, and the brown underneath that looks really cool now. So we're going to dry this. I'm going to pause you so I can dry it real quick. Okay guys, I'm back. So I went and started to cook my lunch and let this dry. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. It's very shiny and very pretty. And you can see the lines back behind the polish. So yeah, this worked out for me. I don't know if you want to try it, but I like it. So what I'm going to do now, lately, I usually tear everything. But lately, I've been fussy cutting, and I started to get it ready, and I thought I'd do it with you guys because I haven't really done anything where I've used this technique. But I've kind of been creating my own little paper dolls by fussy cutting my pictures, my portraits and stuff. And I just really like the look of it without it being torn, and you got to be, of course, super careful, but it's kind of cool looking when you're done with it and you get them onto the page. So I'm going to fussy cut this gal out, and let's see, I just want to make sure and get the bottom here of her dress correctly. And I am going to put her on here like so. She's going to be standing here. I know she looks like her arm's cut off, but it's not. It was just her arm was kind of behind her anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and, where's my, okay, do a little bit of my distressing around her edges. I did cut into her a little bit on her neck, but I'm not going to worry about that. It's very, very little bit. I'm just darkening the edge of her so that she doesn't look so white. Okay. Oh no, I just bent her. Oh, there we go. Bring her back. Come back, honey. Anyway, so she's going to go there, and I was thinking that maybe we'd put, I'm looking at my flowers and stuff here. Oh, and then I have these burgundy bows, which would look really pretty as well. Oh, and I have these. Oh, these are nice. Mauve. These kind of go really pretty with the whole nail polish thing. Let's see. Should I do two of them together? Nah, I haven't used these in forever. Oh, you know what? I do have, and I forgot. I didn't think about it, but okay, I need some words, of course. We gotta have some verbiage here. And if I can find my bag, I have, here we go. I think this might look cool. I don't know. Maybe it's too big. We'll see. But I have these flowers I bought on Amazon. I think they're pretty much the same ones Tina uses. I don't know if they're the same color scheme, but there's, yeah, I was looking to see if I could find one that had kind of a look to, it might be too big for this, actually. I was thinking it'd be cute, but I don't know. Let me see. It might be too big for her, is what I'm thinking, because she looks a lot smaller on the thing than she does on her picture. I had another one picked out. I wanted a woman. I don't want it to be a child on there, and I had picked out another lady. Let me look here. Maybe she'll look better on this one. Just real quick, let me see if I can find her again. I was going to use that picture. Oh, here she is. This might actually, let's see. I was going to use that picture, and I changed my mind because it was a little girl, and I was thinking, you know, this card doesn't really, having a little girl on there doesn't really speak to me. I think it should be an adult on there, so I'm trying to make sure I don't take any of her face, but that I don't have paper there as well. But yeah, so I changed my mind about it and brought out the pictures. I don't know how this will look. Those of you who are on Facebook, you saw one of my fussy cut. I did a card for our buttons thing, and that woman from the kid in my shop, I can't think of her name, Elsie. She is, I had her cut out like a paper doll on the front of the card. And yeah, I had fun with that. And that was one of our mixed media cards. I think the video is from this Saturday, this coming Saturday, that you guys will see it when I make those cards as background cards out of index cards. So, okay. There we go. We're almost there. Yay. I don't think it's too bad. Let me look here real quick. Yeah, she might look better on here. And then I could probably get away with a larger flower, and I might even do the bow in the center. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to go. I'm getting a little crazy. Okay, it's lunchtime. What can I say? I'm hungry. I started, I don't know if I mentioned to you guys or not, I started Weight Watchers with Cordy. Woo! And so, yeah, we are doing pretty good. I know, I'm, you know, I never actually left completely that eating plan. I started back in June. For those of you who've been with me for a minute, you remember me talking about it quite a bit. But I just wasn't able to stay on it to the extent where I was following her time frame of eating, is really what it was. It wasn't what she had on there. I was still dealing with eating too much, and, you know, or wanting to eat, you know, more than her plan called for. And so I just didn't really succeed at it because I needed to be eating less. And so, which of course we know is the problem in the first place, right? But this time, you know, we decided to do the point system, which I do find extremely easy. And so, yeah, I'm actually kind of enjoying myself. So I'm going to go ahead and glue her down onto here and hope that she looks okay. My glue sealed up. Let's see here. Nope. I'm going to have to get a needle here, a pin. Oh, gosh. But yeah, so I'm having artichoke for my lunch. And I love artichokes. Love them. Anybody else out there love artichokes? I don't know. I really do. They're probably not everybody's bag. I just steam them in the microwave, and today I usually use a mix of butter and light margarine, or like a light, you know, spread. But because it's got more points in it than I want, I'm going to use a spray butter to just, you know, douse them with the leaves with. But yeah, that's my lunch is. Okay. I'm wondering, should I just use like one of these? Nah, I'm going to do the whole thing. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the glue in here and seal these, each one, and I'm spreading them out so that they kind of, yeah. And this art glitter glue works really good for this part. I just kind of turn them so they're each petal's standing out a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to put her on that on the corner. And I'm looking to see, does this like, actually I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Why not? I'm going for it, you guys, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun to put this down onto the card because it is much quicker, as Miss Tina says. It's quicker, but I also think it's very, you know, it holds. Stuff holds really well with it. So I'm going to kind of go down here in the center. There. And then I'm going to choose, oh, I like her. She's pretty. I don't think I'm going to get that gold one done, you guys, because, yeah, it's going to take a little longer. This took a little longer than I thought. So if I post a third one in our Facebook group and you see it, you'll, oh, I can't get this on. You'll know why I got it done afterwards. Now, let me look at these here. I want something, be joyful. Praise God. Let's see. Beautiful. Enjoy the journey. I kind of like that. She looks like someone who might be going on a journey. Life is a journey. Amen. There's a song by Stephen, I think it's Stephen Chapman. This is the great adventure. This life, you know, walking with the Lord is a great adventure. And I'm cutting these down into 3 pieces, and I'm going to glue them a little bit apart from each other. So, but yeah, I love that song. Saddle up your horses. And it's talking about our walk with God. You know, people think that walking with the Lord is boring, and unfortunately, they are so misled. You know, it's the most, you know, walking with the Lord. I've lived on the other side. And sin is fun for a season, but it's not. It's just a destroyer. You know, it's not fun. It's not an adventure. It's death. And so, and eventually, it starts to catch up with you, and you realize you're in the middle of death. You know. But walking with the Lord is life and light and eternity. And you feel eternity living and dwelling in you when you know the Lord Jesus. And you feel like you're on an adventure with him in this life. Me doing this channel is an adventure for me, you guys. I mean, my goodness, I'm 56 years old and I started a channel on YouTube. You know, I thought, I mean, I turned down, I've told you guys, I turned down stuff when I was younger for my singing. I didn't pursue a career with it, even though it was offered to me. And I thought my adventures were over. But being with you guys every day is an adventure to me. It's new, it's different, and it's exciting. So yeah, walking with the Lord, that's the great adventure. So we're going to enjoy the journey. Amen. We're going to enjoy the journey with Jesus. Praise God. Let's see here. So I'm going to put this up here. What I was thinking was to kind of have it going like scattered down. Enjoy. These are such little pieces and my fingers are so sticky. It's like, sticking to me all over the place. And then we're going to put it here. I do want to make sure they're straight. Okay, come on now. Now you might see me play with nail polish again here soon, because I do love to create stuff and use nail polish to accent. I actually purchase it for that very purpose. So you might get, you know, we might be using it again soon. So there's our enjoy the journey. Okay, and then on the back side we have the Eiffel Tower with some script. Isn't that pretty? I really like the bow in the center. Plus, I mean, I think probably mostly because it's got the same color. You know, the mauve looks pretty together. But let's grab the other one that we didn't get super fancy with, but we did do a lot of aging and distressing to it. But like I said, I wanted that to kind of frame them like torn, like the picture that they're in is torn. And so I think I achieved that look with the gesso and the aging process. So there's, here, let me pull back just a little so you guys can see better. So there we go. There's our 2 cards for today. And sorry I didn't get to the third one. There's the back of that one and the back of that one. Okay. And you can see the gold. As you can see, that gilding on there, it looks cool with that gold stick. Just with the dry wipe. So there we go, guys. I hope you had fun and that you give these a try. I love you so much. God bless you. And let's see, today's Thursday, so I'll see you on Saturday. Mwah. Bye.